How to flip a house for the first time. This is something that I learned when I first got started investing in real estate, and I still use it to this day. In today's episode, what we're gonna go over is the things to look for when you're finding your first property. And then I'm gonna tell you things that you definitely want to avoid. And lastly, I'm gonna show you where the money's at. One of the main things that you need to do is understanding your current market, what market you're in, and what's going on, what is trending in your market currently. Researching your market. You wanna research your market. You wanna understand the trends that are going on in your market. And is your market even a good market to be flipping in? Neighborhood criteria. What is the mix of your neighborhood? Meaning, is it a lot of rentals? Is it fix and flips? Is it people living there? What is the school district like as well? The school is a big part of the criteria of your area. House criteria is important as well. You want to know what's moving in your area again. So is it a 2-bedroom that's moving, 3-bedroom, 2-bath? That's the typical property that does move quicker is a 3-2. That's typically what most people focus in on. That's what we're going to show you here too. House criteria is really important. But for example, I've purchased houses that are the wrong size, maybe wrong bedroom count, a 2-1, in an area that was heavily 3-bedroom, 2 baths. It took forever for me to move that property. Don't do those same mistakes. Learn from mine. I'm showing you guys how to do this. What to avoid. You want to avoid getting into, especially if this is your first one, lots of problems. You're essentially a problem solver when you're going in to fix these and flip these houses. And if you take on too many problems, it's gonna eat away your budget. Look at things like structural. It's huge. You don't wanna get into a structural nightmare. Also, HVAC, mechanical. These things are important, and electrical. Does it need to be updated? These are all things that could tear into your budget. And as a first-time investor, you want to be careful of how many of these things you actually take on. This next one is really tricky, okay? Here's the thing. We're going to talk about financing. But with financing, what's important is first, finding the property, okay? If you find the right property and it's got all the right pieces, you're going to find the lender. But you want to start at least networking with lenders prior to locking up the property. At least start having some general conversations with them, okay? One of the key things in investing in real estate is making sure that you have your team, having the right team in place. This is important. Your team could make or break you. You want to make sure that you have the right people around you. That's from your contractor, tradespeople, your lender, even mentors. You want to make sure that you're surrounding yourself by successful people and people that actually get the job done. When putting the deal together, there's a couple things that are really important as well. You want to make sure that you understand how to underwrite the deals. If you don't know how to underwrite the deals and be able to back into things like what is it going to cost your general contractor to fix the place up? What are your holding costs? These type of things are what people need to know. You as an investor definitely need to know. A lot of people get started in real estate investing and they don't have all these things ironclad, and before you know it, they're behind and they realize they're going to lose money. Don't let that be the case. Get in front of these things. Know your ARV, know your holding costs, know commissions, know your rehab costs, and know the margin that you want to make. Do yourself a favor, subscribe to the channel. We're going to teach you this and a lot more. Renovating the property. Once you get the property closed, it's done and it's go time. You want to make sure that you're at the property constantly. You want to make sure that people are showing up. You want to make sure that things are getting done correctly. Herding cats. It's essentially what you're going to be doing. Look, one of the books I highly recommend is How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you're going to be managing these projects, you're essentially managing people to manage this project with you. Okay, you're managing a lot of different things. People, money, budgets, timelines. It's so important that you have the team on the same page. How do you do this? Well, one, you got to respect and show respect to the people that you're working with, right? These are your contractors, your subs, all of them. It's essentially the biggest thing that people are going to manage. And if you're not on it and you're not tending to it, nobody else is going to tend to it. So what I say is, like, if you're there every single day and you're managing it and your expectations are clear, then people know what to expect. If people aren't showing up to your job site, guess what happens? It's going to cost you money every single day. These are things that you want to, before you hire your contractor, you want to make sure that you're having these conversations. In fact, I like to personally make sure in the contract we have clauses if they exceed their date that they were supposed to finish the project, then they're penalized. But there's also another part to it. If they finish it early, I like to reward them. This is something that you may want to do as well. The key is in renovating and fixing and flipping houses, time is money. You want to make sure that you get these jobs done as fast as possible, but also you got to make sure that the quality's there. Your last little 10% of the project is probably the most tedious. These are the things you need to pay attention to. Also, because these details will come out during an inspection. Plan on it. What you want to do is you want to create a sense of urgency with the buyers. One thing that I like to do is I like to stage the property and definitely get professional photos. This is something if your realtor's not willing to get those professional photos and they're just carrying around a camera, do yourself a favor, get a different realtor. One of the key things when I'm looking at real estate is you're a problem solver walking through these properties. A lot of times, there's neglect, there's things that are wrong. You gotta be able to see through all of the clutter that's in there, maybe walls or things they just don't make sense. Whenever I go through a property, I'm always thinking, what's wrong with it and how do we fix it? Depending on how many problems you find, it might not be worth doing the property. But trust me, if you're seeing it, when you're done, these are still gonna stand out. So make sure that you're identifying the problems with the properties. I have a free gift for you. It's 100 ways to find your first flip. So what this is it's 100 different ways to find properties. These are very unique ways that are outside the box thinking, and a lot of people pay a good amount of money to get this list. I'm gonna give it to you for free. Just click on the link below and it's yours.